We're here at the National Farm Machinery Show in Louisville, Kentucky, and sitting with me today is Dawn Shire. She is a farmer in South Dakota. That is a long way from Louisville, isn't it?
A little distance, but it's a lot warmer down in Louisville, so we're enjoying the show.
Well, I'm so glad she's here. Dawn is actually a national volunteer for the Common Ground program, and this is a program where farm women are empowered to go and talk with consumers about what they're doing on their farm. So hopefully people don't have as much fear going to the grocery store or purchasing their food. They have a little bit more inside knowledge about it. So could you explain to me, or just tell me about your farm and how you got involved in the program and what you hope to share with people?
Well, I got involved in the program is because my kids, when they're university, are hearing a lot of misconceptions or information about family farms. And my daughter was sitting in an econ class, and the teacher's teaching them and say, you could not find a family farmer if you tried. So this little blonde-headed girl raises her hand and says, my dad's a family farmer. But pretty much the whole class had questions. They did not understand what's going on with farming, and I've realized that a lot of people don't understand that 98% of the farms out there are family owned.
Yeah, because you probably have a pretty large farm compared to some, 3,000 acres. How do you tell people that is a family farm and not some big corporate operation?
Well, I kind of like to go back to a story too. When our family homesteaded, my husband's family homesteaded, they homesteaded on 160 acres. They got their second quarter by doing a tree claim out there. So when we started farming with 320 acres. So I know there's differences in farming operations, and that's kind of, the size is what it needs to do full-time farming. A lot of people will have to work in town if they don't have that size of farm, and this allows us to do it as a full farming operation. And with that, we're really dedicated to make sure that we're going to do a healthy environment that we're raising our crops in, and with wildlife, and we care about what we do.
That's great. That's so glad to hear. So when you have a farm of that size, what's all involved as far as inputs and things like that?
Well, you're working all year. Pretty much you're going to be going to classes to keep up on everything. You got to keep your certification up for your chemicals that you're using. You're hauling. You're basically all winter. You're doing your marketing, your books, fixing. It takes pretty much the whole year. There's never a dull moment, basically. You got to do a lot of education, too. The winter is spent in education and being prepared for things.
You talked a little bit about homesteading. Actually, there's probably people are trying to go back to that, because they're trying to get back to the land. What are the advantages of, focusing on just a few crops?
Well, you're more in depth because right now everything, it's involved. A lot of modernization, and you got to learn how to use the computers and everything. With this, you got GPS, and GPS is going to allow us to do the farming. We're going to go out there and just put fertilizer where it is needed. All our soil it's tested. So when we go out with the fertilizer, it is not put where it is not needed, and it's really computerized, and right there is just enough trying to keep up on the computerization skills.
Yeah, so I think that's kind of a misconception. People think that as the farmers are growing bigger, it's all about, being efficient and earning more money. But the fact is, with having, having more control over that number of acres, you're actually, being better for the environment because you can control so many things with technology.
Yeah. One of the other things is, we got auto steer. With auto steer, what it is allowing us when we go up and down the fields, you turn the corners and the GPS takes over, and you don't have any overlap, so you're more fuel efficient is what you are.
And what other types of things do you use on your farm to kind of help conserve our natural resources?
Well, the implements we do are going to be a minimum till implement is what you're going to do. With the GPS, everything you're using a lot less chemical is going to be one of them. We're going to start doing another wildlife food plot is what we're going to be working on next spring. We've been working and planning and ordering our trees to start a shelter belt.
So you're actually inviting the local wildlife into your farm?
Yes, we do, because farmers do like wildlife, and we enjoy it. And they're part of our environment, and we want to maintain it.
Well, that's so great to hear. I want to thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me today, and we'll see you later. I hope you have safe travels back home.